Hey guys, Clumsy here and welcome back to ATS Season 3. I am inside the cab right now because if I go outside, yeah, it gets super noisy. But with the view we have, I think it's going to be worth it. Look at that sky, look at that beautiful foggy weather sky. And those like sun shafts seeping through the trees. Beautiful morning to everybody. Hope you guys are doing fine. Thank you for all the support in this series. We are continuing it. And I am excited to get back into ATS, and I am really waiting for those updates. But in the meantime, we will be taking some logs, 14 tons of them, from Bend to Lakeview. So we will be exploring more of Oregon, Klamath Falls and Lakeview right here. And then after that, I think we only have actually I think we have 2 cities left to explore in Oregon, and we have everything there on this profile at least. Yeah, let's take that. So we'll do some Q&A in this episode. I'll share some updates as well, some things that I've been wanting to let out something like that. And where is the trailer? I think that's that guy at the end. No, not really. So not here, so maybe there down. Okay, let's see. Alright. So I'm not really sure. I haven't been very active in the SCS forums recently. So what's new, guys? You let me know, okay? What's new? I haven't seen too many updates on the maps, on the trucks, especially in ATS. So actually I don't have any mods at all, and that doesn't happen often. I don't have any new mods for this episode, but I did still want to make an episode because it's such a relaxing game. So nice seeing sights and driving. Perfect combination. Traveling. Thank you as well for the support on the Explained series. As you guys might know, I'm very much getting into flight sim recently, and I'm really loving it. I haven't been this excited about flight sims, or haven't been this excited about sims, about anything I've been playing. I don't know, since trucking, or maybe even more. Okay, let's attach cables. There you go. Actually, that's very nice. You can see the trailer legs of the trailer is quite different from the usual ones. It's a nice twist. Okay, we're good. So yes, I've really been into flight sims, and I know not everyone is into it as well, but thank you for the support nonetheless. I think it's here to stay. I'm super excited about it. Super excited to learn more. Although unfortunately, of course, because it's quite different from trucking. It's a sim, alright? But it's not really trucking at all, right? And so we have some people who don't like it, and that's fine. Actually, we have some comments for like, there was a comment from, I forgot the name of the guy, but there was a comment saying like, what is this? Has this channel become a flight sim channel now instead of a truck sim channel? Now, to be accurate, it's not a truck sim channel. Truck sim is the #1 thing we do in this channel at the moment, yes, but I've never been like a truck sim only channel, right? I've always been a variety content creator, variety streamer, playing any game that tickles our fancy, but with a huge focus on simulation. And because we have a huge focus on simulation, I mean, flight sims would be a huge part of that. And the immersion that I really get into in the flight sim, in Explain, it's just on a completely different level. Actually, goodness, look at the graphics here, guys. This is all default graphics. Well, at least the textures. The skybox is not, but the graphics. That is from Oregon. This looks beautiful, huh? This is like pushing the limits of what the engine can do. I hope when DirectX 11 comes, the lighting is made much better and all that stuff, but as it is at the moment, I mean, it's not bad at all, right? Not bad at all. Let's take a photo. Let's take a photo like so. This is a very nice view. Yeah, I even have a few particles in there, although the particles I think are coming from foggy weather. But you get the point. The engine can still handle it. Let's rotate that a bit. That is actually a dramatic shot right there. I love it. Wow. Okay. Yes. I would really like that shot. Thank you very much. Action shot for the win. Feel like a pro now. Okay. What was I saying? The immersion from flight sims is on a different level. And I really wish it would be that way here as well. You know what's a good sign of how realistic a simulation is? It's when you can actually refer to real-life videos to learn something and apply that to the sim. So I've been trying to learn about flight sims, about aviation in general, and I've been looking for videos on YouTube. Wow, look at that bounce. Bumpy much? OMG. Okay, and yes, I've been trying to look for videos like Cessna 172 tutorials, stuff like that. And I came to a point where I ran out of videos. Like, I don't see any new stuff anymore. I've already watched those. Granted, there are not many explain tutorials about the Cessna 172, at least not so many good ones that I've seen some, but I'm still craving for more, basically. And I came upon like real life videos of private pilots flying with the Cessna 172, and I'm actually learning a lot from them. And what's interesting is I can actually apply what they teach in the sim, so it shows how realistic and how detailed the modeling is, that you can actually use real life videos and apply them the same way. To be fair, truck sim also has a bit of that, right? Like how you maneuver the truck, you can use it from real life videos. The driving aspect, I think truck sim has it also captured. My goodness, this is so steep. Please don't stall on me. Look at that. Beautiful. What's not beautiful? It's our revs. Okay. Turn left towards Klamath Falls. Yeah, that's where we're going. Actually, let me put some waypoints, because I don't think we'll stop there. Okay, I guess I can actually like stop there so we can do some sightseeing on that nice rest stop and gas station. And yeah, I think that's good. Okay. So yeah, truck sim has a bit of that as well, especially when it comes to parking in the driving. Whoa. Can I squeeze in? Thank you. Good man. But I'm still craving for more of that immersion, namely the switches. I would like to start up my truck in a more accurate way, you know, not just hitting 2 buttons and starting the engine automatically. I'm guessing you have to do some more things than that. I don't know, maybe preheat the engine or something. It is a diesel engine after all, right? Shouldn't there be like a... I'm not sure if it's the same thing, but in the diesel SUVs we've had, there's this light where when you turn on the ignition, or when it's on standby or whatever, it kind of preheats, and you should like wait for that light to turn off before you start the engine itself. I don't know, those things, you know, those can probably be... I'm not sure if trucks have it, but that's my point. Like those things that increase immersion so much, I would love to have that here. That's probably going to be my number 2 wish list. Number 2 in my wish list. Number 1 is still multi-drops, because multi-drops will add a whole new level to driving. Really having to think about your route, optimizing your route, earning as much money as you can, and delivering as much as you can. That stuff. be so nice. But anyway, that is my wish list. What's yours? Benz. I have a lot of bears here. I thought it's beaver state. Why is everything bear related? So many details though. Just want to slow down and appreciate the view. This is so nice. Okay, let's proceed. So a little bit of update. I don't have an update about trucking. Sorry about that. Hopefully you're good with updates in general. But if you do have updates, if you have like news of an updated mod, some new upcoming mod that you want me to try, you can suggest it. I cannot promise do it, but I would really appreciate it if you share. So from my end, what I've been doing recently is I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, as I mentioned, about aviation, about flight sim, about real planes. And I found this channel, I think it's called Aviation 101. And the guy is named Josh, I believe. Look at that. Platform 9 3/4. Interesting. I wonder if that's an SCS bug or something that a mod conflict introduced. Can you guys check if you come across here? 97 south. Well, that's north technically, but you'll see it better probably if you're headed south. So the cars headed northbound on the 97 are disappearing right around here, south of the logging industries and before the rest area. Yeah, let me know if that is the same for you. So yeah, I found this channel Aviation 101, and he has so many nice videos flying the Cessna 172. I've been learning a lot, but I've also been enjoying a lot because he makes such nice quality videos. It's so cool learning how a real pilot, private pilot, does stuff. And I watched a mini series of him. I started watching it. He had a mini series where they actually like went from coast to coast. So from Florida to, I don't know, California maybe. I haven't finished the series, so I'm not sure where they ended up, but he had a couple of episodes where they travel coast to coast, and I was thinking, would you guys want to do the same thing? Something similar maybe? Here in Truck Sim, or even in Flight Sim, where we have like a couple of episodes where we have a very long journey, and then we try and finish it in a couple of episodes and do a bit of role playing as well. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? And something where we wouldn't need to rely on mods, but we actually focus on the environment with what is currently there and put some more flavor into it. I don't know if that needs to be like a completely different mini series, or if we can just do that, I don't know, in the next couple of episodes. Look at this. Big truck accessories. Interesting rest stop. Very nice, very cozy, very spacious. Don't really need to rest, but I wanted to look at it. Look pretty intriguing. Some picnic tables there. Lots of parking areas for both trucks and cars. What is that? Bulletin board. I don't know, some comfort rooms, I guess. Yeah, those. Public toilets. Maybe you can also take a bath there somewhere for truckers. I don't know. Maybe. Cool. Well, this is cozy. I like that. Yeah, so if we do a role play of it, for example, coast to coast, then we'll have to stop by these kinds of rest areas and really like rest for the night, stuff like that. That would be cool, I think. Maybe we start doing more of those in the next episodes instead of doing short jobs like this. That would feel more immersive. Maybe we can try, but let me know what you think. Okay, 97 south, so at least the road signage is okay now. Not sure where it bugged out before, and only in certain roads, I guess. Or maybe that's an SCS bug, I'm not sure. If you remember from the previous episode, there was like a black, instead of the road name, it was a black sign. So it seemed like it was not yet finished or something. I don't know. Something weird. Maybe it's a mod conflict when you have Mexico maps, but I don't really know how they relate to each other. Anyway, those are the updates from my end. So expect a lot more flight sims, a lot more aviation things happening. Beautiful bridge. Still much more relaxing driving though. So trucking will definitely not disappear. Don't worry, okay? There will be a lot of flight sim, but truck sim will not go away. If anything, I will focus on both of those. And maybe settle down a bit on the new games. Just take it slower. Because yeah, I'm really into flight sims and truck sims now. Personally, those are my two favorites. I actually got a comment where I'm not sure, I can't remember the guy, but he was complaining. Like he was saying, is this a flight sim channel now? Not anymore a truck sim channel? But oh my goodness, come on. Okay, fine. For letting me hear that nice washing machine sound, I'm okay to go into the way station. And if you guys want to download that mod, that's a mod from Meatball's something pass. I forgot the name, but just look at the mods list in the video description. Control F, look for Meatball, and you should see the link to the Steam Workshop, so that instead of that super loud beep, you'll get that nice LG washing machine sound when you need to stop on the way station. Weighing? We're good. Thank you. Let's go on our way. Okay, we are good to go. And of course, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, yes, I remembered. So there was a guy who was complaining why there are too many flight sim videos now. Is this a flight sim channel now, not anymore a truck sim channel? But to be accurate, I'm not really a truck sim channel per se. I've always been like a variety content creator kind of guy, right? All different types of games are in the channel, whatever strikes our fancy. Bro, you are a Swift driver. We belong. Yeah, so I've never been really like a strictly truck sim channel, although that's true. The focus of the channel has been hugely on truck sims recently, but that's like more because of the things happening. But I don't really restrict myself in different kinds. It's, if anything, I focus a lot on simulation, and not only trucks, right? We have many kinds of things, and right now the flavor of the month, so to speak, hopefully not only for the month, is flight sims. So there's a huge focus on flight sims. I get that trucks and planes are very different from each other, so not a lot of folks are into flight sims, or maybe not into my flight sim videos, at least, because I'm still a noob and I fumble all around so much. But yeah, I completely understand that. But yeah, just take note, guys, don't worry, truck sim is not out, okay? Flight sim is just in as well, along with truck sim. Come on, let me through, because I want to check this out. There we go. Thank you. Loves. There's actually a love sign in the is that a hotel? A motel. Sneaky. Shady sign on the motel. I wonder why there's a sign like that. really need to fuel up? Not really. There's still the pink stuff in the Loves building. That I think is because of the mod from P16. Yeah, he hasn't updated it yet. And that is what? Electric refueling? Maybe? Looks like it. Oh yeah, this is actually a curb I'm climbing. Oops. My bad. Just passing through. Because I did want to go through that road on the left. Well, straight ahead. Still have to turn around a bit. So yes, flight sim is really a thing, but don't worry, truck sim is still a thing. It's just that recently there have not been many updates in the truck sim department. But when they do come, then the videos will pour in again. Yeah, I kind of go with the flow wherever there are updates. And right now, at least personally, flight sims are like updating because myself, I am learning so much. I'm still in that learning curve, so I'm really pouring a lot into it, and I really love it. So thank you for the support on the flight sim channel, on the flight sim videos rather. And for those who don't like it, no worries. I accept, I understand that it's not for everybody. It might get too complicated for some, a bit boring for others, a bit of both for some. So no worries, no worries. Just be aware that those two will be here to stay, hopefully. Alright, good. Okay, so finally we can do some Q&A. I always have this long preamble before I get into Q&A. So we have a lot of Jay's questions still. I'm at number 10. He has like 21 questions, and after that he has like, I don't know, 10 or more. So let's get to it. Maybe let's wait a bit. Right, so he asks, if you had to choose one cause to dedicate your life, what would that cause be? That cause would be to fix the AI of this darn game. Nah, just kidding. The AI is still not perfect, but it's the best I've seen so far versus all other simulators, I think. Driving simulators. I'm not sure how AAA games' AI works. Oh crap. Missed it by a hair, guys. Pro moves. I'm sure the guy peed in his pants though. Almost got ripped. That's for stopping too close to me. Okay. So, if you had to choose one cause to dedicate your life, what would that cause be? To be honest, I'm not really a very causey person. I'm a bit happy-go-lucky kind of guy. Just, you know, trying to enjoy life, trying to contribute as much as I can. But I'm not too like super passionate, like hardcore about something. But I guess that's not really the question, is it? One cause to dedicate my life. I would probably say it would have something to do with my faith. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful sound. Yeah, because I don't really share a lot about my faith, and I wish I do that more, because I've been really... I think my faith is getting stronger if I were to try and evaluate it. So if you guys, I think I mentioned it a bit before, but just to share a bit on my religion, and this is only my personal view, okay? So please don't take it as an attack against your own religions. This is just sharing my personal experience. So I'm a Roman Catholic, technically. So I got baptized, I got confirmed in all the sacraments. Well, not all the sacraments, but you get what I mean. So I'm a Roman Catholic, and I used to go to church, every Sunday. But there came a point. Sorry, can you guys wait for me? Thank you. Whoa. There came a point where I started craving for more. There is something I don't like personally about the format of the Sunday Mass, of the Mass. And it's something to do with the routine. You know, there is something that the priest will say, and then the people will respond. So it's like a script, yeah, a script, a defined script, a defined routine that made it a bit monotonous for me. So I was craving for more. You know, I wanted to learn more about the Bible. I wanted to deepen my faith. I wanted to build my relationship with God. And so I think it was Mrs. Clumsy who found this service, this Christian service actually. And it was such a breath of fresh air for me, for us both, because it's what we've been looking for. We wanted to do away with the routine, and we wanted to focus on the message. And that's exactly how the service goes for attending. So just to if you guys are not familiar with the format, so in a Catholic Mass there is a reading from the Bible, a couple of songs, a couple of responses, a couple of scripts like peace be with you and also with you, things like that. So a priest will say something, the people will respond something, a defined script. And then there is a point where there is a segment where the priest will share and will expound on the reading that was mentioned. So share a bit, relate that more to people. Goodness, this is so good. This view is so good. Sorry. We just have to share that because this is so breathtaking. How beautiful this is with this winding road here. So yeah, so that's the format basically, and then there are a couple of songs in between, and that lasts for like 1 hour. And it became so routine for us, and we really got discouraged because the priests where we were attending before, they were not too enthusiastic. Like it was a hit or miss, and usually it was a miss. Like the priests would unfortunately just like rephrase or paraphrase the message that was read from the Bible, so we didn't really learn anything. And if you've tried reading the Bible, it's very hard to read. It's, I don't know, it's English, but well, it's been translated to English, but it's very deep. It's very, how do you say, it's not easy to understand. You can read it, but it's not easy to understand. It's very deep. And so we were like looking for the priest to help us understand it, and that was not just there. So what's basically left was like the routine of the responses, the songs and whatnot. And so we were looking for more, and we found this service, and it was so refreshing because the service was basically like, there is a program, yes, but it only consists of 2 parts. Part 1 is people would sing songs of praise, and the songs are there to get everybody in the right mindset, you know, to get everybody in the right mood. Because imagine this, you come from work, for example, you come from a stressful place, you try to go to the service and try to listen to the word and really open your heart. But if your mind is still filled with all the stuff from work, from the problems that you've been having. BLY Oregon, welcome to, what is that? What is BLY? Bacon, lettuce, and yeast, and tomatoes. Maybe not. So yeah, if your mind is filled with outside, with exterior factors, then you won't really get to enjoy, or not really enjoy, but absorb the message. So the songs are there to get you in the right mindset, and after the songs, like that lasts for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, Then the pastor comes in, shares the message, reads from the Bible, and then expounds on it. And that lasts for, I don't know, like 1 hour. So it's just no other ritual, no other response needed, just really listening and absorbing what the pastor is saying. And it's just exactly what we're looking for. And I think because of that, my faith has deepened. And I just really like the approach so much, to not focusing on the tradition, not focusing on the rituals, but really focusing on the actual word, on the Bible, on the readings, and interpreting it. You know, not sticking to old ways just because we've been always doing it, but innovating, continuing to go with the times. You know, make use of technology. They even have like live streaming services. No center stripe, do not pass. No overtaking. Okay, it's interesting. No lines, but no overtaking. And yeah, that's probably what I'm still building on that, and I do want to share it. You know, it's you know, because when you like something, when you're passionate about something, you cannot help but share it. And I'm not yet at that point, but I guess because of this question, I was able to share a little, and I hope it made some sense, and I hope I didn't offend anyone. But if I did, sorry. It's just my personal view. So yeah, right now I'm really into the service and not so much into the mass, the Catholic mass. But they're both Christianity, but I think maybe different approaches, different perspectives. Yeah. So yes, that's my answer there. That would be the cause I would like to be more passionate about and share more about. Next question, what do you think is the most common complaint people in your country have other than traffic? So people in my country, meaning in the Philippines, I guess, because I'm a Filipino, for those who are watching us or those who are new joining us. I'm a Filipino, yeah, from the Philippines. I'm originally from the Philippines, but right now I'm living in Singapore. So something that most people complain about in Manila, in the Philippines, aside from the traffic, is the heat. How hot it is. The security, I guess. What do people complain about? People complain about the president. It's a bit of a split into two main factions, the pro and anti. And you see a lot of posts in Facebook that are on one side or the other, complaining about everybody. But yeah, so politics is a very large complaint, because there's huge corruption happening in one form or another, and it seems like there is nothing happening. So that's been a huge complaint from people. But let's not dig into that, because that will be really messy and political, and I don't know enough about politics to share more about that. But that's just what's been happening. Okay. What else? To be fair, Filipinos are not very complaint prone. What is the term? Welcome to Lakeview. There we go. The guy, the cowboy. Filipinos are very happy people, despite the challenges that we encounter, despite the imperfections and the incompleteness in the infrastructure, despite the challenges that we have. We are a very positive looking people in general, okay, because there are always exceptions. So there might be complaints, but they're complaints for the sake of it's so hot here, things like that. And whatever happens, we find ways to survive. I think I'm going to hit this guy, so I'm going to get some more room in here. Make the most of that bend there. Okay, that's fair, actually quite far away. In Singapore though, Singapore Singapore is an amazing country. Goodness, I love living here. Everything just works. And because everything works, when something doesn't work, people tend to complain faster. And that's normal, you know. If you're used to things working, then the moment something doesn't work, you complain. And to be honest, because I've been living here for what, almost 6 years now, I've started getting that kind of habit. Like, I've gotten used to how things just work. And so when things don't work, even for just a moment, I start complaining already. And I have to really catch myself there, because I have to be thankful. It's a balance, you know. It requires the right balance, that of like striving for competence, striving for excellence, but not getting too complainy. In the Philippines, I guess it's part of the positive attitude, because we've grown so used to imperfections that we've just basically learned to survive despite those challenges. And so we're always happy, like, oh, one more hump here, one more hiccup there, okay. And then we find ways to work around it. And yeah, Singapore is opposite. So in Singapore, it's everything works. So when it doesn't, people tend to complain. And it's very... Is that where we're parking? I guess so. I guess I have to reverse there, right? My bad. So if you look at the reviews, like the reviews of establishments, if you go to Google and go to restaurants, right? Or if you go to the App Store or the Google Play, you have apps which have ratings. If you look at the apps from Singapore, like local apps, local restaurants, you will see that a lot of them have low scores, because Singaporeans, in my point of view only, okay, are more critical about this. They know how excellence looks like, and they really have a higher standard when it comes to that. So when something doesn't work, or when something isn't up to par with their expectation, they complain about it. And so you will see a lot of low ratings. And so actually that's quite good in a way, but also bad, because in some way that's good, because you know that if you see something that's highly rated, then that's probably true, because the standards are stricter. On the other hand, sometimes it gets too much, you know. Sometimes you don't really need to complain about everything. So it's a bit of balance. In the same way, in the Philippines, it's a bit opposite. Like, people get used to things not working. So when they work, we're actually very happy. I'll give you one example. Trains. Trains in the Philippines versus trains in Singapore. Trains in Singapore work, period. They're on time, they just work. So when they're late, there came a time, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, the train company had a couple of accidents, mishaps, delays in service, and it was all over the news, and people were like really complaining left and right. And it was like one of the biggest things. Is it here? Wait a minute. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Okay. So it was a very big topic. Sorry, focusing on the parking. And then compare that with the Philippines. There was also a time when the trains always broke down, so much so that people had to walk on the rails, on the train tracks, to get out. That intense. And during that time, of course, people also complain, but in general, we're pretty used to like trains arriving a bit late. There is no like time. There is no specific time when trains arrive. They just do, or they don't. And when they do, you're happy. When they don't, you're kind of wondering, well, I wonder what happened. But there's no like arriving in 2 minutes, so there is no like check. just hope that it arrives soon. At least that's how it was before. Maybe they improved it since I was there. And so yeah, you get to see the difference in perspective. Like when things work, it's like, wow, everything works. This is amazing. Compared to how in Singapore, everything works. Why would I be surprised that it works? So yeah, you see the different point of view. One is not necessarily wrong, one is not necessarily right. Both of the things need to be balanced, and it's quite interesting how those things can differ. There you go. Oh, and one more thing I wanted to share. If there is something that people in the Philippines complain about aside from traffic, it would be the internet connection. The internet connection is quite horrible. If you look at the surveys, I think Philippines has one of the worst internet speeds in all of Asia or in all of the world, something along those lines. So not very good in terms of speed. But it's been improving. It's been improving, to be honest. So I do still fly back to Manila every, I don't know, 3 to 6 months. So I fly, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 times a year. And as I go back, the mobile data, 3G, the 4G, it's actually getting more and more reliable. So much so that I don't really notice the downtime so much anymore. So it's actually getting much better. Interesting. So it's improving. And it's quite cool because before, I remember there was a time when people actually, when you would need to always like, okay, you have this, okay, you have your phone, you have the mobile data turned on, you would have to turn your mobile data on and off, or maybe go to airplane mode to refresh the signal. And even then, sometimes the data still wouldn't work. You know, things like that. So what's happening here? I think there's too much traffic. The guy in front doesn't know how to squeeze in. Yeah, I think that's a U-Haul van. Okay. Let's wait here again for a bit. So yeah, nowadays it's much better. Although even the how do you call it? The fiber, the home internet is also made much better now. Like before I left, I think we had the lowest speed was 1 Mbps. 1 Mbps. Nowadays, if you say 1 Mbps, that's super low. I don't think anyone has that anymore. And then a couple of years later, it became minimum is 3, and now I think the minimum is 5. So they are stepping it up bit by bit. And so yeah, the Philippines is progressing quite a bit, and the complaints are, how do you say? I think the complaints are dying down, to be honest. So I think we're starting to really catch up finally. Thankfully. We have to do some evasive maneuvers. Guy in front doesn't know how to drive. We'll have to sacrifice some signs along the way, but this is for science. No, I don't have an excuse. It's either him or me. The sign or me, so it's the sign. Race. Wasn't me. Bro, are you okay? Are you okay? Okay, maybe we can avoid the stop sign. Let me help you out. This is how you merge, okay? Actually, you know what? Let me stop the traffic so that you can merge in. So this is how you merge. Oh goodness, these guys. Yeah, they don't want to stop. Okay. Can you move now? Wow, that guy will simply not move. Okay. Right, I tried to help him out, but okay, now he moves. I guess he was sleeping or something. Okay. Ow. Good. Alright. So yeah, things are taking shape. Things are improving. In Singapore is still as awesome as ever. Everything just works. And it's amazing what the people come up with, what the government comes up with. I mean, people here are very complaining when it comes to like Facebook comments, but I mean, that's, I guess, in any country. Lots of keyboard warriors, as we call them in the Philippines. People who like to complain but only online and not really when you're face to face. There are a lot of keyboard warriors, lots of complaints, but if you think about it, if you look at it, goodness, the programs that Singapore is coming up with are actually very good. First world levels and stuff. And it's something that I wouldn't have imagined, but it's something that the genius, and I don't mean this in a sarcastic way, I mean this in a real way, the geniuses in the government are able to come up with. So really props to them. Like recently, I think they have this new initiative where they are allowing people to get their electricity from different companies, so making it an open market kind of thing, and that just makes the consumer win. So not anymore like a monopoly of electricity, but a how do you call it, a capitalist layout. You get what I mean. So that's just like one of the things that they come up with. Like, look at that one, perfect example. That switch, I want to click on it myself instead of hitting something on my G27. I want to flick that using my mouse. I don't know, but it just adds so much to me, and that might just be a personal thing, but that's me. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for the questions, Jay. Just 2 questions this episode, but I had fun. Hopefully you guys did too. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget, hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, comment, share with your friends, and let me know what you think about that long haul layout. Bit of roleplay. New series for it, or merge it with this one? You let me know, okay? Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. I'll catch you in the next episode. Clumsy trucking, everybody. Let's hear that horn. Thank you and bye-bye.